just catch up in terms of your overall sentiments on the JSE All Share today and the market action that we've seen.
Bronwyn, we found very negative action today. This morning the market opened up close to flat, slightly positive in fact, and subsequently reversed and followed a downward trend the entire day with hardly a bounce to be seen.
What is driving the negative sentiment? Are we just taking our cue from international markets, the fact that everyone says that these markets have been looking toppish? Now we're giving up some of that ground?
Yes, I definitely feel the much awaited sort of pullback and retracement is starting to build momentum. You can see a sharp uptick in volatility both here and overseas in all of the markets, and that's often a prelude to a large move. A lot of players who are long, players who've made a lot of money are starting to, I think, take some off the table. And of course it does feed on itself as the momentum builds.
When you say upticks in volatility, what are we looking at? Have you got a reading on the SAVI, the South African Volatility Index at the moment?
The SAVI is sitting at around 24%, but I can tell you that implied volatility, where it's actually trading between the banks, is about 3 or 4% higher than that at the moment.
And the VIX, Grant, can you give us an update on that front as well?
The VIX spiked, as we know, close to 30% the other day, and it's holding on to those levels. Now 30% is traditionally a very high volatility level, and this does signal a break up on the VIX. If it doesn't retrace from these levels, we could push back to 40, 45 even, as far as that.
Looking at some of the individual stocks and really a broad view of this, AngloGold Ashanti came out with results yesterday. That stock closed at the top of the top 40, but of course we saw that rally in the gold price also boosting general gold stocks. Again, AngloGold holding its ground today, close to the top of the top 40, up 1% higher. Grant, just a broad view on gold stocks and whether you feel they have any future?
I think you're either a gold bull or you're not. Gold's definitely got a future. Whether you want to be involved in Rand, South African shares with a Rand gold price, I think that's questionable. But I certainly do like some of the gold stocks. Harmony came under massive pressure today, down 3%. Goldfields close to flat, and as you say, AngloGold strong. So a lot of the foreigners like the golds, but there is a lot of players in that space, and I think it could also come under pressure if we do see a sell-off.
And Naspers closed down at the bottom of the top 40. Is this just an indication of continued volatility, or is there a reason behind Naspers trading lower?
I don't think there's any specific reason. Remember, Naspers has probably been the best performer thus far. It's up over 100% year to date, or at least close to it. And so some sort of retracement is definitely expected and more than overdue.
The likes of Vodacom, we've got results coming out on the 6th of November. We've also got Nedbank coming out with results. I'm sure you'll recuse yourself on the Nedbank front, but focusing for a moment on Vodacom, we saw that trading update out around about 2 weeks ago saying headline earnings per share would be down between 10 to 20%. You think Vodacom is going to come under fire when they release their results on the 6th?
I think yes, Vodacom has already been under pressure since that trading update, and I expect that to continue. We've also seen the entire telecom sector coming under pressure, so I think the broad theme will continue, and for my money, Vodacom is probably the worst of the sector.
And Grant, staying with broad themes, which sectors are offering value in your opinion right now, or do you think that there's going to be a pullback across the board, as you mentioned, that much awaited pullback, perhaps gaining momentum in the local market at the moment?
I think if we do see a retracement of any sort of meaningful size, it will be broad-based, it will be across all sectors. They've all had a good run, they've all been possibly overbought, and as we see on a day like today where basically all your sectors are down 1 to 1.5%, really broad-based across the board.
And if you were to bet on how big this pullback could potentially be, Grant, have you got a number in mind? Are we looking at 10, 15% on the local market?
Bronwyn, I don't, but remember, we have had such a strong rally that even a 10 or 15% retracement is not that big in the scheme of the 50-odd% up run we've had. So very possible. Whether we see that now or only at a future date, I'm not sure, but certainly not out of the question.
And just finally, Grant, is there any stock, now we've spoken about sectors, is there any stock that you would be putting your money into in these times, irrespective of whether we see a pullback or not?
Bronwyn, one of the few stocks that I like and I do feel offers value in the longer term at these prices is MTN. I believe their earnings inelasticity and their strong growth potential, and they've come off a lot. I think they're at attractive buying levels at the moment.